What do you think the benefits of international communication are?
Was ist der Vorteil von internationaler Kommunikation? Which one is, to whom do you ask?
Oh, for both. Die beide. Alle.
Beide. Oh, okay.
Aber, so, go ahead, Jörg. You could, or Konstantin, why don't you respond first? And Mr. Moderator, this kind of question goes to you. So when somebody asks who asked first, then you can point to that person and say Konstantin or Dina. All right, Mr. Moderator?
Vorteile von der internationalen Kommunikation.
The words and
The words?
the world
As the world.
can speak with other people or other people.
Other people can speak different. Yeah, weiß nicht. Different people can speak together.
Yeah, they.
If you speak English, then it's okay.
Okay. Good. Well, we understood you. No, I think we'll. Is there a flüssig Deutsch Sprecher here?
Arabic
No.
language?
No. Dina, what languages do you speak? Dina, what languages do you speak?
So I speak French, Arabic, and English.
Wow. So three.
Okay.
3 languages.
No
We
German.
try English then.
Yeah.
If you,
We'll try English.
If you okay with that.
Yes. And
If you are okay, we try to speak English then.
good. Please, let's do it in English, and thank you very much for speaking English with us. We know that it's not your first language. But Konstantin also has another language besides German, isn't that right?
Chut. Small Ukrainian language.
Ukrainian language.
Yeah.
Okay. Good. Is there a follow-up question to that, Jessica?
Yeah, do you think there are any downsides to international communication?
I think with more communicate words, it's weniger Krieg.
Less war.
Less war.
Less fighting. So,
And war is bad.
Hear, simply said in every language, war is bad. Can you ask the same question of Dina?
Number 2.
So I guess before I answer, how are you defining international communication?
Students? Good question.
Communication with somebody in a different country than you are in.
So communication in real time, communication via letter, communication through social media.
Any of those, all forms of communication.
All forms of communication.
Good.
It's a very broad. So what do I think of people connecting in any way, shape, or form in some kind of communication? I think obviously any time that people take the time to really connect with each other, it's a positive. I think that sometimes, depending on how that's done or the format or the venue in which it happens, the communication can be more or less meaningful. In this kind of direct conversation, I think it can be very helpful. Oh, it looks like there's somebody else coming on. I don't know
Right.
if that's true or not, but my screen just changed.
It shows
Yes,
up for us,
we-
too.
Hope so.
But there are a lot of benefits to getting to know people from different places and communicate with them directly, there are a lot of potential benefits, learning from each other, improving language skills, having social interaction.
So you mentioned some forms of communication are better than others for like meaningful conversations. What do you think is the best form of communication for, you know, the most meaningful conversations?
Well, I think getting the opportunity to speak in real time is perhaps the most useful. But depending upon language barriers, sometimes having the time to prepare a written statement maybe for some people would be easier than having to do a face-to-face time communication if they weren't as fluent in the language that you were looking to have the conversation in. So I think actually it depends upon the fluency. If you're looking to have English as the language, then it would depend upon the fluency of the people in English that you were looking to share contact with. If the fluency level was high, their oral fluency level was high, I would say face-to-face, kind of like what we're doing right now, would be more beneficial. But in a case where people didn't have as strong of a fluency level, having the time to prepare statements in advance may be a more beneficial way to get to know the real ideas and real thoughts of people. It can be hard on the fly for people who aren't fluent in your language to come up with meaningful contributions to a conversation.
Cool. Should somebody else want to question
Good.
now?
Anyone else? Question? Thank you. Can you tell us about an experience, Dina, when there wasn't a strong command of a mutual language and how you dealt with it?
Well, I deal with it every day because, well, first of all, as a teacher, my initial training was in foreign language teaching. So I dealt with how do you go about teaching a foreign language to kids who have zero exposure to that. And in my experience, the best way to be able to handle that is by creating an immersive environment. So it's not through any kind of translation method or anything, but honestly to try and create or recreate a situation in which kids would find themselves if they were suddenly immersed in a family situation or on the streets of that foreign country, and to give them that exposure.
Wow.
That to me is the best way to help people build their language skills. But if you're asking about how do you go about having these meaningful conversations, it can be very, very difficult, and especially I think for kids, if they're not used to it, it can be an extremely frustrating experience. So the idea is, how do you lessen frustration? And I think one of the ways you do that is by providing visual aids, ways for them to use pictures, to be able to support what they want to say, but they're unable to communicate.
Okay, thank you. I have a similar question for Constantine. Constantine, can you tell us a time when you were in a situation where you didn't know the language and that immersive experience that Dina just spoke about, and what you did when you were in that immersive environment where you didn't know the language? He's thinking.
When we was in holiday,